was 100-pound wet, okay? Very teeny, very light. She had two very large, the dogs with the black spots.
Dalmatian.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't. Okay, Dalmatians. They were very large. She was walking them at the park and like a squirrel or something ran by and they both like bolted. And because she had the leashes wrapped around her hands, she couldn't undo
never
them.
do that.
And she hit the ground and they pulled her across a gravel parking lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she ended up having to go to the hospital. They had to pull all the little stones. It was horrible. But yeah, she could, and everyone was like, oh, you couldn't get him off. She's like, no, I had it, they were wrapped around her wrist. And she's so teeny that, yeah, they were strong enough to like literally just pull her. I was going to talk about this Johnny Depp. I'm not following this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard court trial. Apparently they're doing it online, like a Zoom trial because of COVID.
That makes sense.
I guess some of the stuff that's been going on, like the allegations between each other, has just been insane. And he accused her of pooping in his bed.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. She says he hung their dog out the car window while it was moving.
And then,
Then he says she pooped in the bed. She's like, I didn't poop in the bed. He's like, well, I know I didn't poop in the bed. And the dog's really little, so it wasn't the dog that pooped in the bed.
Right. And then she alleged that he threw a cell phone at her like a baseball pitcher and hit her in the eye. Like these two are like deep in. Yeah. So
but I do wonder if relationships like that, like I wonder if they're kind of into that stuff. And it's just a couple times it's escalated too far. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're a little physical. They get into a little beating each other up as kind of a kink.
Yeah, well, apparently she has accused him of abusing her physically and verbally. And I think he has a big drinking, like she talks about his drinking and stuff.
Well, she clearly has a problem too if she's pooping the bed.
Yeah, the whole story is just, I guess I just didn't get to.
Did I ever tell you the story about my friend's husband that used to pee the bed?
No, please tell.
Oh, Lord, love a duck. This man, every time he drank, he would pee the bed like a fucking toddler.
Stop.
No, like she would wake up literally to their bed soaking wet. She's like, you have to sleep in the bathtub or something after you're drinking. He's like, I'm fine. She started buying him Depends to put on after he got home from the bar to go to bed because it was so bad. He was literally soaking their bed. A grown-ass man soaking the bed in urine every time he drank.
Oh, my God.
Freaking crazy people.
All right, I just told Margaret she can jump on the next one. What I think happened is she was trying to get in, and because I'm sharing the screen,
you couldn't see her.
She couldn't see us, but I'm like, we'll get on next week because we're already like deep into this bullshit news. Oh yeah, really quick. Brad Garrett was another one who called out Ellen after she blamed her staff in her apology, and he said it's common knowledge to people that she does treat people horribly. So that was something else I had saved. It just came out. All right, Jen, this is for you. Did you see a woman gets pulled underwater and bitten by a musky fish in Lake Ontario?
No.
Yeah, it was over on the Canadian side, so there's a picture of her. I am like, just when you thought it was only unsafe to go in water with sharks, right? Lake Ontario, now we have killer muskies. I have never seen a muskie. It was in the Winnipeg River near I can't pronounce that. Is that near you?
No.
Okay, so it's a musculin known as a musky fish, right? And it resembles alligators, and they can grow up to 6 feet long and weigh more than 50 pounds.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, look at that thing. Oh, hell no. Now,
huge.
yeah. So yeah, it grabbed her and it pulled her under, and it was, her leg looked like it was T-bone, like it just like cut it, and it's big T.
Oh my
And
God.
she was in total disbelief. I couldn't believe it when I saw the fish's head. It looked just like an alligator, and oh my God. And it grabbed me and pulled me from side to side and then pulled me under. And these fish are huge. Holy cow. Yeah, we don't want to see those. Okay, so I'm going to look it. Don't judge me, okay, for what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
It's not, we're terrible people, okay? I was at work, and, we were watching the news at work, and this poor man drowned in Lake Ontario, which obviously it happens all the time, but it was right near where we keep the jet ski, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, we're not going out on that jet ski because I'm scared. I'm like, we'll run that body right over. Like we're not going out on the jet ski until they recover that body. They have still not recovered this guy's poor body, and it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, Lake Ontario was brutal. But Tracy lost her favorite black baseball, like little baseball, like hat, like that she only wears like when she's jet skiing. It's that kind of material that you could get wet. You know what I mean? It's like
canvasy ones.
It's like Under Armour makes this one, right? Yeah, and it's like a canvasy material. And she had just finally gotten this hat. She ordered it online. She was wearing it. We were on the jet ski, and the wind just blew it right off her head. And we went back to get it, but it was gone. Like it was gone, right? So it's horrible. But I was like, Tracy, we're not going out there because we could hit that body. And she goes, yeah, and he's probably got my hat on. I think that's wrong. But needless to say, they still haven't recovered this guy's body. But someone did drown yesterday, and unfortunately, right in the bay by us, and they did find his body. It was a poor guy, 49 years old, out on a pontoon boat with his family. He jumped in and never came back up. It's just, and there's just been so many drownings. But yesterday, I had to go to Lowe's. It's a hardware store here. And I had my step broke on my deck, like one of my steps cracked. So I went to get this pressure treated wood, and I'm going to replace the step. Okay. I am not the man one. Not the man one. Apparently Danielle's not either. It took us an hour just to pull the old step off. Oh, like wow. We couldn't even pull the nails out. We were laughing so hard. Like anybody else could have probably got this off in 5 minutes. We spent 1 hour trying to break off. We got out a saw. We were doing everything to cut the step off. But at any rate, we cut it off. I had them cut my new wood. I nailed that step on. I was so proud of myself yesterday. But on the way home from Lowe's, there's my ADD. I totally came away from it. But we go over this huge bridge that goes over, we have a big bay here that outlets into Lake Ontario. And there was like 3 cars pulled over, like right on the bridge, which there's no pullover. Like they had to stop like right in one of the lanes. And then I saw the police coming right there coming down the road. And I'm like, oh my God, someone jumped. So when I got home, I checked. Yes, some guy just pulled up, put his car in park really quick, jumped out of the car and jumped right over the bridge. It happens a lot, But anyway, the poor guy, he lived and he's in critical condition. So, but they said the time that he jumped and it happened was like 12:55 p.m. And it's like exactly when we were like, well, so we must have just missed. There was just
wow,
it just
drove over
right, and we must have been passing just as like people pulled over and he jumped. Yeah, so the poor guy, it didn't, sad, but he's in critical condition. All right, I know you don't watch The Bachelor.
I'm gonna this time.
Okay, now you're into it. All right, here we go. Let me break this down for you because this is just you can't make this up. This is a great story. So they had picked Claire to be the Bachelorette.
She's been on before? Was she on?
She was on, oh my gosh, it was a while ago.
She was one of the girls, though, in the house, right?
Right. And she didn't get picked. And, I'm sorry, I believe she went to the Bachelor on Paradise, right? Didn't have a good time there, whatever. Much older, though. I want to say she was probably like her middle 30s. For the Bachelor, that's like she's an antique.
Grandma.
So she went on and she did not make it, but 2 weeks. Apparently, the first guy she gave the rose to, she claims she fell in love with him. And
okay, so back up one sec.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to find a picture of the guy that they claim she gave the rose to because he is so freaking good looking. I was like, well, I guess I can't blame her.
Are they all quarantined together in one house?
Yeah, apparently they're quarantined.
Okay.
Yup.
Gotcha.
And I'm trying to find him. Anyway, he's an ex-football player / model.
Wow.
Extremely good looking. If you want to Google it, you can. I looked him up and I'm like, oh God, he's gorgeous. So now the rumor is going around that he, they had been talking. Apparently, they're saying during the quarantine prior, they had been messaging each other, which you're not supposed to do that. Or she had met him before. I don't know, but only 2 weeks went by. She claimed she was in love with him and they're engaged. And she refused to come out of her room for taping.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now they picked Tasha, right? Is that her name? I'm sorry.
Something like that.
Yeah. Which, this is her. She's adorable. Do you see her? I'm not sharing. Tasha, yeah.
It shows, okay, I found her. Tasha.
Okay, right? Is that how you say her name? Tasha.
Looks like it. Yeah, she's super cute.
She's super cute. So before, and she's been on a couple, and she was ended up on Bachelor in Paradise, and she ended up hooking up with this really cute guy. His name is John Paul. But they didn't last, which I didn't think they would. He was this total hippie guy. They were a weird match. But So now,
when it airs, they're gonna show the Claire part.
They better.
Yeah, they're gonna.
They said so because I was arguing with a bunch of girls on the Bachelor website today, and they were like, "Don't they dare show Claire? She doesn't deserve the airtime." I'm like, bullshit. If they want ratings, I want to see the first 2 weeks of that mess.
The producers have told her that the season will still lead with Claire and her short-lived journey and will show Claire falling in love with one of her suitors. Claire will then conclude her journey and announce that Tasha is the lead.
Yes. Okay, good. So anyway, I'm very excited that I think it's Tasha got chosen. I remember when they were first trying, there was all this uproar that with the whole not having enough different races in The Bachelor, and it was very whitewashed, and that they needed African-American bachelorette, and a lot of people were saying they wanted Tasha to do it then, but I think they had already had Claire, booked, but Tasha was, the huge favorite. So anyway, I'm glad she's getting it regardless of, because she really is sweet. So I think you should watch this season. I think you will really enjoy her. She's got a great personality, and I would,
I want to watch. I just want to see how they do it with them all in quarantine.
Yeah. Yeah, so it should be a